There we go, the new coil is soldered on, new end stop, new coil sleeve, new complete plunger link and pawl, and the right hand one is nice and clean, so all we've done is replace the coil sleeve. I've filed the EOS contacts and filed the switch contacts inside the cab, and we've put the new flipper bats on and new rubbers, so we're ready to play test. A couple of things we need to get. I need to get one of these glass trims for the back, that's all broken, and I need to replace this lift trim. I've actually got one of those, so I'll stick that on in a minute. So I've been play testing this Bride of Pinbot, and there's a couple of issues I've come across. Now one of them, there's this post here which holds the balls in place for multi-ball. Now it's got a bit of play in it, and what that means is when it's forward, the ball rolls in, the ball rolls too far forward and it actually misses the switch, so it releases the switch like that, and then the game gets confused. Oh. Yeah, so the game gets confused, and it basically, you have to relock the balls again for it to get to change the face. So I need to see if we can maybe angle that from underneath a little bit backwards. Maybe put some spacers at the back just to give it a little bit of an angle. So there's that. This blue lamp was very washed out looking, so I've put an LED in there. Same with this green one. I've also put some, I don't know if you can see them now, not this up, but I've put some blue ones in the eyes. It looks pretty good. Don't want to go crazy with the LEDs. Just a small number to highlight certain features. Looks pretty good on this. Oh, and the other problem. So let's just stick it in test mode. Check switch 52 shooter. Well, there's no switch. Didn't spot that before, but yeah, so there's a missing switch there we need to fill in. All in all though, it's actually playing fairly well. I've been enjoying playing it. So, the other thing I need to do is, it's got L5, so it's got sound L1, I think is the only one they ever did, and L5, yeah, L5 software. There's a couple of bugs. Nothing major, but I've noticed with the sound that when you get to the end of the game, it's doing the replay sound. It cuts out halfway quite a lot. Or if it starts changing the face back to one of the previous faces during the outro sound, it cuts the sound off. So I assume that's probably related to that being L5. So there's an L6 ROM. I can put that in. That fixes some problem apparently, but then there's an L7, but the L7 actually introduces a billionaire's bug, and what happens is, if you're playing two-player, and player 1 gets the billionaire, the billion shot, as soon as player 2 goes to start their game after they've drained, it basically just resets the game and crashes. So apparently there's an L8 version which someone's basically made themselves, where they basically patched the code in L7 to work properly. Now, one of the things that L7 does do is it does fix the strobing on the LEDs, well, the ghosting, sorry. And I have noticed, it's only very dim, but I have noticed on the LEDs I've put in, there's a tiny bit of ghosting. So we'll try the L8, I think. But I do need to actually jumper the CPU board to do that, so I'll have to take that out. Right, let's have a look if we can adjust that mechanism first. That's important, and we need to find the switch for that. Okay, that seems to be a success. I've basically added 2 washers at the back of the mechanism to basically push it slightly further back. And now, before it was actually almost touching the post, now it looks like it's in the proper position. And the balls are hitting the switches perfectly, so that should hopefully solve that problem. Right, and the shooter switch is actually present, it's just it's completely missing its wire. So I'm going to have to see if I've got a switch in. I don't think I've got any of just the wires, but I'll see if I've got a new switch in stock. Now the original legs were pretty rusty and the leg levelers were seized in, so I couldn't adjust the height, so I've basically fitted some new legs to the front with some new leg levelers. Now in order to upgrade the ROM from the U6 that's currently in, I need to basically replace this chip, but I also need to jumper the board to allow it to take a larger ROM size. The only way to do that is to actually remove the board, as I actually need to move a jumper. So I need to desolder the original jumper and fit a new jumper, or refit the old jumper in a new position. So I'm just going to disconnect everything and take the board out. Okay, so here's a close-up. So this 0 ohm resistor, so it looks like a normal resistor, but it's actually just a jumper wire. Now that's been moved from the W2 position, which are those 2 holes there, the one underneath and the one to the right. And it's been moved to the left-hand position, so that is now jumpered to allow larger ROMs. When it's in the 2 position, it only accepts half meg and 1 meg. So now this is a 1 meg, and we're replacing it with a 4 meg. It actually only needs a 2 meg, but I didn't have any 2 meg blanks, so I've just basically doubled up the ROM image and put the ROM in twice into a 4 meg ROM. So we're going to fit that, Now we've got the jump in the right position. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to desolder this RAM and put a socket in so it's ready for fitting an NV RAM at some point. That's that job done. New ROM fitted, the L8 version, and a socket fitted ready for the NV RAM. Just need to clean the flux up now. Let's do that now. Get my flux cleaner with a brush, spray a little on, brush it in. We'll leave that for a few seconds and then we can clean it off. As you can see, it's already starting to dissolve and clean up. And there we see the board is back in now. Got the L8 ROM and the NV RAM fitted. We'll just put it back together and we'll give it a test. Okay, so we're just initialising the RAM now. I think, right, there we go, L8 ROM. So we need to go through set it up. We also need to allow the head to calibrate itself, as it currently isn't. Let's see if it'll do that on its own. Yeah, it should do that now. Just need to set things back up like free play, as it's asking for credits. Well, I'll do a factory restore and then set it up how I had it before. Unfortunately, I've lost all my high scores, obviously, by changing the NV RAM, but I never need to put batteries in this game ever again. Come on, head. Hurry up and finish. There we go, it's happy now. So let's just loud. Let's just check it starts. Yep, it's all looking good. Let's give it a proper play test in a minute. Okay, so I'm just in the process of cleaning the back of the back glass. As you can see, it's really thick with burnt in dirt, which is causing it to be a little bit dim. So once this is cleaned up, as you can see, this is the start of the areas I've been doing, where it's gone a bit whiter. Once that's done, it should look a lot brighter. Obviously, when you're doing a back glass, be really careful. If you scratch this white, you're going to get light shining through where you don't want it to. So you've got to use very gentle cleaners and be very careful. And there we go. You can see there's a massive improvement. It's not actually perfect, but it's as far as I'm willing to go without risking damaging the artwork. So I think that should make a big improvement. Now that definitely looks better. So that was worth doing. Certainly a lot brighter. Oh, reflection. Let me just turn the lights off. There we go, that's looking pretty nice. I was just having a really good go, and the left-hand flipper stopped working. I suspect, well, unless a wire's dropped off, I suspect a fuse blown, so let's check that out. I can see what's caused the problem, so I haven't checked, but I suspect the fuse has blown. It looks like the EOS switch has gone out of adjustment, so look, it's barely touching it, so it's not actually separating, so it would have been operating at full power when it's been held. I might need a new switchblade on that because I have already adjusted that previously and it seems to have gone out fairly quickly, so I probably need a new EOS switch to fit in there. And yep, that's the fuse there. You can see it's broken, so I'll just put a new one. It's a 2.5 amp slow blow. I've only got one of those left, better restock. Anyway, I'll fit that and I bet it works. Yep, that's working fine again. I just wanted to show you this. I always thought this was funny. Gives you happy birthdays on various days a week. I can't remember what date it's set to, but I basically just set the date to whatever, because it's got an NV RAM, it won't keep the time. But yeah, when you power up on certain days, it gives you a happy birthday message. Right, so I've got the front of the pin lifted up. What I'm going to do is take the legs off and actually fit some leg protectors, just because it's got some wear on the artwork around. I'll just make it look a little bit neater, so I'll put those on. The other thing, I need to replace this trim at the back here. That's been annoying me. It's half missing, so I've got a brand new one to go on. So I'll take the glass out and get that fitted.